everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. Last time we explored the Dream Yard in a separate reality and obtained the great and powerful Latios. That was not the last time we need cut. I mean, you know, we still need strength along with us, so I wasn't gonna not bring Strutley with anyway, so doesn't matter. This spinner is a troll. Carbos. Okay. Well, this time we're going south toward Accumula Town. Oh. It's at my feet and a pee-pee max. Someone out here peeing in the forest. Don't think anybody would see, was it you? That's kind of gross. I don't think I want to accuse somebody of that. I always lose, but I just want to see my Pokemon use their moves and do their best. That's really wholesome. Anyway, let's talk about the new Pokemon in this route, because there's a couple of them. Lickitung and Licky Licky, the notorious L-I-C-K, is one round boy equipped with powerful Wi-Fi. Impressive girth on both ends and able to hold its own against so much. Definitely one of the better uses of Wish out there thanks to its high health and gonna be super helpful to the right team in a battle facility. But I don't think that totally sells it. Licky Licky is a Pokemon that I define as something with lots of particular moves. It gets Power Whip, Gyro Ball, and Dragon Tail, all moves that are not widely distributed and are powerful in their own rights in that combination. Then there's a lot of potential in Swords Dance or even Belly Drum with such a large move pool. Didn't mean to insult you there, buddy. Then my favorite is that it can channel its inner Yoshi's Island commercial by being the only normal type to learn Explosion. With that damage bonus, it's a boom like no other. Wigglytuff. Didn't I tell you before? We don't want you. High HP, bad other stuff. Get out of here. And I'm apparently in love with a Wormadam. Something that's never happened before. Aiden's damage has not been as great as our other team members lately, I gotta say, buddy. You know, was it luck that you were such a Godslayer for so long? Alivani. You're gonna outspeed me. I'm gonna hope that I can survive with entrainment. See, this is why you always lose and just hope your Pokemon do their best. What was that? I wish I had Signal Beam so I could have used it super effective on you. Bug takes neutral damage from itself. Leavanny's weak against Bug. It would have worked, and that is a move that Aiden could learn. I decided that in the whole Surf versus Scald debate, I'm going to leave Surf on for right now just because I don't have a better way of getting around. We are gonna require Surf for a few more routes, but once that's done and I'm reliably sure that I'm not gonna need Surf for very much going forward, that'll probably be when I swap it out for something else. Oh yeah, Aiden got to level 69. I can't just not say that, man. It's important. Illumise. Go for the Scald. Bug, Buzz, Buzz. I wish they'd give Illumise its accented E. It bothers me so much that it's spelled Illumise, and every person who has ever looked at that name thought it said Illumise, but it's Illumise, and they let Flabebe have its accented E, and they've retroactively changed, like, various text things about Pokemon's names in the past if they made them all lower, when I've allowed them to have proper capitalization. Don't steal my leftovers, buddy. They allow a Pokemon to have proper capitalization now when they were all caps in the past, and I'm sure that's the reason why they didn't go with the accent before, but now they do proper capitalization. It would make sense to allow it. It's stupid that they mislead you on pronouncing it. It's inconsistent. I just ask them to be consistent within their own rules, that's all. Route 2. I got a secret. There's some graffiti on the other side of the signboard. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Medals await the adventurous. Some fellow metal enthusiast was committing crimes to encourage us metal hunters. Where, oh God, do I want to do this? I want to let my repel run out on this route so we can run into a few wild Pokemon at some point. I've asked myself if it really is natural for Pokemon to live with people. I still haven't come up with an answer. But we can still battle it together. On this route, you can run into one of N's Pokemon, which is a timid-natured Purloin. This is the final one of N's Pokemon obtainable, and it's also at a ludicrously low level, meaning that the repel trick doesn't work to get around the low encounter rate. Now that we've seen every one of N's Pokemon, I'd like to mention that every single one of N's Pokemon that we've seen across this journey was indeed on N's team in Black and White, and he would always release his Pokemon once he didn't require their help anymore, releasing them nearby where he was fought with those specific Pokemon. Every single one of them, that is, except for 3. the Woobat, the Darmanitan, and the Zorua. These Pokemon were seen to be childhood friends of N in a flashback in the game's intro. That shows a level of detail that just shows how much they cared about making this game. I love that stuff. A lesser game would have just looked at his teams and distributed those Pokemon throughout the areas. But no, they thought to do that from looking at the game's intro. No! You're an ass. I know you look like a giant metal UFO, but you're really an ass. I know your secret. That thing is just a giant ass covering. I wonder if they've ever made metal ass coverings. What purpose would that really serve? Maybe I don't want to get into that subject. Okay, endure the hit, Shell Smash. With any luck, you're not going to use a super effective move because I'm low on health and you're predicting a switch. You are a veteran, you have good AI, I'm pretty sure. So on this turn, I full restore, setting myself up to hang on at least, and I should be able to outspeed you next turn. Please don't use Magnet Rise. If you use Magnet Rise, that's about the only thing you can do that could dick me over. Oh, okay. Now the question is, do you have Sturdy or Magnet Pull? That's gonna decide a lot of what's about to happen here. Earthquake! His perfect equilibrium right there was just like, ooh. You have Sturdy, I had a feeling. Okay, well, good night. Flash Cannon didn't even have 100% accuracy. I'm pretty sure it's 90. That's a little, that's not unlucky. I think 3 times out of 3 is fair enough for that. I'll go McFly. You got electric moves, you got steel moves. You can paralyze me. Not if I outspeed you first. Good stuff. And then we got, oh, Dragonair. I love Dragonair so much. Dragonair is a beautiful, majestic Pokemon. I prefer it over Dragonite, and I don't hate Dragonite or anything like that, but I just think Dragonair is one of the most pleasing looking Pokemon I've ever seen. It's also like 13 feet long, so just imagining something that tall and majestic and just towering over you, and it can fly in the anime. I've always loved Dragonair a lot. Slowbro. That's Slowbro's defense for you. He's no joke. I mean, he is a joke. Just look at his face, but you understand what I'm saying. Doing a thing. Thunder Punch. And there that is, level 69. His name is Rayne, and he had a Rayne team. That's cute. Definitely seeing the benefits of having that amulet coin. Not like I need money anymore. Grab an Ultra Ball. You guys are probably trainers if I had to guess. Oh, my repel's not up. Nice, it wasn't. Keep carrying on. What does the sign say? Trainer tips. Pokemon that participate in battle receive experience points. Have your Pokemon battle often and make them stronger and stronger. My Pokemon aren't feeling well, so I'm not walking in the tall grass. Oh, you have 8 badges. Eep, I'm so embarrassed. You already know this stuff. I shouldn't try to show off. Damn, that's a great way of playing with expectations in a previous early game area. Now dance gracefully. Bring forth your best moves. Let us perform my lovely Pokemon. I don't know why she's slightly British. She has one of every generational early bird Pokemon at a ludicrously high level. That's clever for repurposing Route 2. Here it is, a narrow pathway. I swear to God, if I get a Pokemon in this one of all ones. Good, good. Let's talk about this one. Because it has Watchog with Analytic. Without a doubt, an amazing ability for Watchog. Because it's competing with Keen Eye, which is rarely useful, and Illuminate, which is actively detrimental to your cause unless you're shiny hunting. Watchog is downright pitiful in move pool and stats, and its only decent one is speed, so this ability isn't even the most likely to go off. Nidoran female with Hustle. Becomes Sheer Force after evolving. I don't like how many of these hidden abilities turn into other ones after evolving. It's confusing. Did you think I was gonna say I didn't like this ability with that tone? Because no, of course not. Nidoqueen has a big move pool and can actually take advantage of this. It's one of the rare times I think Nidoqueen is actually kind of interesting. Nidoran Male with Hustle. Same ability, same change, same comments apply. Granbull with Rattled. Intimidate is just better, don't. All right, what's it gonna be? Calcium. It had to be something good. This is, I think, the second to last time we ever used strength at all. Gonna run around, see if I can make an honest attempt at finding the Purloin. Can we just talk about this for a second? What the hell happened to Route 2? Did someone disseminate steroids into the water supply around here? How did the wildlife get this freaking jacked in only 2 years since it was literally level 2? Like, how is this level 58 in that short amount of time? I know I presented a theory about this earlier, but that doesn't mean my theory's canon. It's so ridiculous how much stronger these Pokemon are. I feel sorry for anybody in New Town who wanted to become a trainer to follow in the footsteps of the previous champion from that place. I knew I skipped something up here. What could be the perfect instrument for me? For example, I want a strong impact. An impact as strong as a Pokemon with a tough ability like Solid Rock that reduces the power of super effective moves. If you have a Pokemon like that, please show it to me. For that, you got a few options. One of them is Rhyperior. That's pretty hard to get. The other is Camerupt. Still pretty hard to get. But the easiest option of them all that I would recommend is a Metal. Graffiti Gazer. Just like I said, that 200 medal milestone looks so big by comparison to all the previous ones. It just looks so unattainable. I don't know if we'll get there before the end of the Let's Play. The option that I'd recommend is Tirtouga. We got this from the Nakreen Museum. You can get a cover fossil from there for free from Lenora if you wish. Otherwise, Twist Mountain or Join Avenue. And if yours has Sturdy instead of Solid Rock, then just breed it until you get the other ability. Nice and easy. That's Tirtouga. That ability is Solid Rock. Tirtouga is hard as a rock. And it has a rocking heart. In other words, it has an impact that rocks those who see it. Oh, I like you. Solid Rock, like Hard Rock. Hard Rock! Could that be the sound I've been looking for? At any rate, thanks, take this, okay? You're a maniac. Give me a Dawnstone. What is the feeling coursing through my veins? All right, we're all done. We're just gonna hop down the ledges and get the hell out of Dodge. I don't see any reason to wait. Oh, wait. I actually really wanted to show what this kid said. I rushed past what I wanted to talk about. Know what? You know that guy on the ledge on Route 19? He's my rival. This kid taught you how to jump down the ledge in the last game. Reminds me a bit of Stachin Scarfin from Professor Layton. How he had like lore about wanting to give you hints at the beginning of each game. I love imagining what letter will display next to the electronic billboard. It makes me so happy. Everyone needs a hobby. I've had weirder hobbies, trust me. Tai Chi. It's like Tai Chi, but you die. See my odd note? She popped out of swaying tall grass just to meet me. Aww. That one's pretty wholesome. I liked Accumula Town before it was a meme. Trainers raise Pokemon and Pokemon make trainers strong. It's always been that way and always will be. Isn't that a solid thought? In the old times and good times and bad, Pokemon will stay by your side. You don't need anything more than that, right? I always found a lot of comfort in the fact that I just knew so much about Pokemon and could spend like endless amounts of time in these worlds, always doing new things in it and challenging myself in new ways. It kind of made up for not really growing up with too many friends in some ways. These are Pokeballs I got long ago. I'm gonna give them to you. They will make fine attempts at legendary Pokemon. I want to catch every Pokemon with Pokeballs. That's something I'm focused on. I know somebody who does that exact same thing. She's the person I'm dating. She has to have every Pokemon in Pokeballs and won't accept anything else. Is Tepig the height of 1 feet 8 inches? I think that's right. Correct, okay. Is Tepig's weight? Thank you, Fire Gem! Maybe I'll use that in an important battle at some point whenever Pignotti just falls off in damage, because he is using Flamethrower. He is a bit suboptimal when he's a physical attacker. Then, between the old people. No, in the garbage. And that's where all old people go eventually. I'm sorry, that's mean. Now I wonder which person was the first person in the world to get along with Pokemon. Do you like Pokemon? No. That's so, then why are you on a Pokemon journey? Because I like medals. Duh. Guess what I know? Pokemon can only know 4 moves at a time. Join Avenue, I wonder what it's like now. And Pokestar Studios, what movies are playing? You're looking at the starlet of it all. Triplets in Striaton City often head over to Route 2. They compete with trainers and Pokemon, so they're really tough. If they're competing over there, I believe it. Those people are, something not right about them. Your Pokedex is full of weak Pokemon, strong Pokemon, cool Pokemon, cute Pokemon. At any rate, I'm sure that lots of Pokemon are in there. Wow, you have that great bag and can store anything. Put this in there too. A bomb mushroom. Nice. Items don't mean anything if you don't put them to good use, but they're also fun to collect. Do you use them or collect them? Normally I like having one of every item in my inventory in a lot of games, but in this one, there's so many items that all do the same thing that I've been finding myself finding it a little bit less appealing than usual, and I just kind of sell stuff that I'm never going to use, especially when there's a medal tied to spending $10 million. I love high places like this, and really big things. My favorite Pokemon are big ones too. What I mean by big, you know, is being more than 17 feet tall. Come on, if you have a big Pokemon, show it to me. What? No big Pokemon for me. I want to see a Pokemon bigger than 17 feet. She's a girl who loves big things. Who are we to deny her? Likely the easiest Pokemon to obtain like this is Onix from Clay Tunnel. Fairly easy to catch, got kind of a low catch rate, but you got options. You have Dusk Balls. But I don't personally have an Onix. Instead, I got another idea. Lugia from the Dream Radar is something that you could realistically have at this point in time if you've been playing along. And I do. And I am. Wow, amazing! Lugia is so big! That's not capitalized properly. That's a typo. I don't know of many typos in Pokemon games. There's the items in Let's Go, there's the I in place of a lowercase L in Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's a typo I didn't know about as of today. Riding on top of a Lugia would be so much fun! When you look from high places, you can see rooftops and faraway mountains and other things you usually can't see. That's why I like big things so much. Gave me a fluffy tail. Seems like every difficult side quest gives a fluffy tail as a reward. Big thanks for showing me a big Pokemon. I'd be even more happy if you'd show me one tomorrow too. This is repeatable every day. And this house, I know this house and I know it well. This is one of the things I praised the most early on in Black and White. Playing the piano isn't much fun lately. Maybe what I need to do is hear a cry with a wonderful melody. That might get my imagination going. Do you know about this? A Pokemon called Kricketot has a cry that sounds like an instrument. I'd sure like to hear it sometime. Okay, that's, oof. I think I transferred in a Kricketot, actually. I wasn't intending this. It isn't possible to get a Kricketot without transferring in from another game. You could catch a low-level one in Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum in the first areas, or you could go to the Dream Yard in Black and White 1, catch a Kricketune there in the dark grass, trade it in, breed it to get a Kricketot. I did not transfer one in. I saw one on my screen and I passed it up, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna transfer one in. This is one of the hardest side quests to finish, actually. The cry of the Kricketot with you. Diddly-da-da-da-dum. It sounds just like a xylophone if you say so, lady. One more thing. If I could hear just one more cry, my heart would flutter and my fingers would dance all over the keys. I hear a Pokemon called Whismur has a very quiet cry. If I knew what that sounded like, I could play perfect pianissimo. Is that why piantissimo in Super Mario Sunshine is called that? I don't know. I looked. You also need to transfer this in from another game, and I didn't write it down in my notes. I gotta see if I have it in a DS game. I'll come back to you later. Because before I do any more transferring, I want to know, are there any other Pokemon transfers that are hard to get that I should know about? Because I like you. You're not in a creative slump or on a downward spiral. Why do creative people always get on those things? That sounds better. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll figure this out. What's this? You and your Pokemon somehow resemble one another. You calling me a porker? I'm sure you came to look like one another during all the time you spent together. I could kind of go looking like a Flygon, though. Could see maybe Blaze wearing some kind of elaborate dress that looks like a Flygon. Sorry to bother you, but I like low places, and Little tiny things. Tiny Pokemon are the most interesting. I particularly like a Pokemon that has a height of 8 inches or less. By the way, do you have any tiny Pokemon? You do? Could you show me? You don't have any teensy number of tiny Pokemon. I'd sure like to see a Pokemon that's 8 inches and high or smaller. There's a lot of specific Pokemon you need for this. Oh, my cute little Fungus looks just like a Pokemon. That's a cute little mislead. Oh my God. That made me like Fungus's design even more than I did. Wow, a Pokemon. How cool. I'm so jealous. Yeah, Panpour's not a Pokemon. Just getting a Pokemon trainer now. Just like the trainer from New Vema I met 2 years ago. I like that again, the resemblance being something that isn't physical. Hey, if it's all right with you, let's trade. I'd like you to trade my Ambipom for your Excadrill. Okay, I get it. That's your trusty partner. If you change your mind, let's trade Pokemon, okay? Which Pokemon should I hold what item? There's no right answer. It's hard to decide. Still, I like spending time thinking it over. Leftovers in Rocky Helmet can truly be held by any Pokemon and still be good. I wholeheartedly believe that. If you're not smiling, your Pokemon might feel something's wrong, you know? If you don't know whatever to put in your Pokemon, really just equip those. When you just can't find common ground, it's time for Pokemon battle. But I think my husband might be taking it easy on me. Look carefully and you'll see that even if it's the same kind of Pokemon, each individual has its own nature and strengths. Sometimes you fight it with others because they're different from you, but sometimes you like them because they're different. Sometimes, I don't get it. Very mature for a little kid. This music is the answer to all of life's riddles. Two of the Pokemon that we need to get are relatively close by. We can go into the Clay Tunnel, get an Excadrill while we're hunting for gems. Knock out 2 birds with 1 rock. I got a turkey gobble this time. There it is. I recommend catching this Excadrill at a high level for something kind of fun. That's why I came here. No. We don't want a full restore. We want to quick ball. 12. Good. I was getting worried that I used them all up on that epic battle against Latios. But then I realized that doesn't make any sense. Why would I use it after turn wrong? 1. Ah! I can't catch a cold these days. This is humiliating just how hard of a time I'm having catching anything. 1, 2, 3. Gotcha. Chargestone Cave is next. One of the easier Pokemon to get that is tiny. Is Joltik. Apparently already, I have N's Joltik. I don't want to trade away that. Now we'll catch a fresh Joltik for this. Looking sporty in that quick ball. Suits you quite well. 1, 2, 3. That's the way I like it. Will you show me a tiny Pokemon? Wow, amazing, a Joltik is so tiny. I named it Tiny Boy and I was hoping you'd say, wow, a tiny boy is so tiny. I wonder what it would feel like to become a Joltik. I bet I'd get a way different outlook on life. Just imagine it gets me excited. Tiny things are super interesting. Get a Pokédoll for that, and I think that's also repeatable daily. I always make my characters as small as possible in games that allow character customization so the world looks even bigger to me. After all that, let's say we go in for a nice night at the Pokemon Center. You're top clerk, not bottom clerk. No. I want this guy. You're my man. You sell some unusual ball types. I don't think I really need any of these. Maybe, yeah, I'll buy 99 quick balls. Just spend some more money. Young love. I'm looking at my PC boxes and going over my tree. You were looking at your PC boxes. Ouch, that's all you see when you look at her. Maybe I'll change my party Pokemon and go back to one of those places again. Actually, what were you thinking about? Remembering where you caught This guy is so oblivious. Oh, wow, a Pokedex. Hey, how full is your habitat list? Not very full, I promise. I got the goods. Great, then let's start the trade. She will trade you an Ambipom. This Pokemon, in a word, Technician. Wow, this monkey with a 5 o'clock shadow gets some serious duty out of this. We could raise the power of Aerial Ace, of Shadow Claw, Fake Out. If breeding back to level 1 sounds fun, it's one of the best users of Beat Up, and you could breed that in there. Yeah, it's kind of stuck short of its potential with the ways that it learns moves. It's still alright with a big move pool and good stats. It's just not quite as strong as it could be. My Ambipom knows Nasty Plot. I'll make your Excadrill really strong, so let's battle sometime, okay? Ambidexter? Oh, it's from someone named Diana. I have a friend named Diana. Minus special attack plus speed. Oh, it has pickup, not even technician. Oh, that costed a lot of points. You basically need to breed to be able to get what you would hear me say. It's holding a citrus berry too. What a whoopee cushion of a trade. Level 40 is pretty weak too. The Excadrill I got from you has become really strong. I'm sure it'll be bowled over. Hey, if it's alright with you, would you have a Pokemon battle with me? Okay, here we go. We'll have an actual match so you can really see how I've raised Excadrill. Gen 5 is the first time they did anything like this. I'm pretty sure it's also the only time they did anything like this, and it's super cool. She actually has your Pokemon against you. This Excadrill will always be level 65 if it was traded to you at any level below 65. It'll be raised by 5 levels over what you traded to her if above that mark. That means that this trainer is the strongest trainer in any Pokemon game if you trade her an Excadrill that's at least level 84. She don't mess around. But I was still able to one-shot you. I thought Harmony was on the case, and she was. Huh? What happened, Excadrill? Whew, that was so fun. Hey, what's alright with you? Could you give me a Hippowdon? I'll trade you my Alakazam. Come on, let's trade. I remember you, and I caught a Hippowdon earlier on, partially for this purpose. Ah. In return for Hippowdon. Who doesn't love a good Alakazam? Alakazam is tried and true. Beardy. It has a mustache. Why is it called Beardy? My Alakazam knows Psycho Cut. My condolences. That sucks. Alakazam is tried and true, one of the strongest of all Pokemon. Toss Psychic or Psyshock onto it, Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, and whatever else sounds good. Maybe Grass Knot, maybe Thunder Wave, I don't know. Just watch out for Pokemon it can't one-shot because it's as frail as an old man. Know when to retreat and you'll get along just fine. Oi, Beardy, you're talking pretty tough there. Timid nature. Wow, it's... No, this isn't as bad. Synchronize and timid nature. You could use this to synchronize some natures onto good legendary Pokemon. I'd take that on Latios, easily. Yeah, this thing's got a purpose, besides its uses in battle. This is a good trade. The rematch of the century you've all been dying to see. Click, click, boom. Hey, I didn't look like a fool with that not KOing. And you have a Sand Slash. I don't have to trade for that Sand Slash, do I? Do I? I'd really like to not have to trade for that. I wasn't even looking at how many Pokeballs she had. That's how sure I was that it was just one Pokemon. Not quite level 70. How many Pokemon do you have? This is worrying. Oh, 3. Okay, as soon as I look at it is when it's over. You don't have Crunch. That's what I was worried about. Crunch. Stoutland can be no joke. I've learned from playing Battle Subway enough that Stoutland is to be feared. It's got a pretty diverse move pool. It is pretty hard. Intimidates a nasty ability. Usually if a Stoutland comes out against you, you're switching out because you don't want to attack it through that Intimidate, even if you're super effective with a fighting type move. And then when you swap out, it's probably going to go for a nice safe move that'll do at least some damage to you, and it's probably going to hurt. It might even status you if it's using one of the Elemental Fangs. It's definitely to be feared. Level 70! Harmony! Huh? What happened to Hippowdon? And just screw everything else that I've caught and trained over the years, too. And that's it. 2 in-game trades right there for the price of 1. Grandma. She was right outside. I had to, like, address her properly. I just noticed when checking my PC boxes and reorganizing them to account for all the stuff we caught, I have 2 box 4s, and no one has ever called me out on this. Also, my box 5 is called Bow 5. I am really cruddy at this. Okay, I'm gonna run around while I tell you what I have been through this week. So I thought I would just get some help from you guys. I would have some of you list Whismurs on the GTS, and I would go on the DS private server and I would trade for them. I tried for over an hour to connect to the DS private server, and it just would not work. The next morning, I get up and I decide I'm gonna try again. I try for another hour, this time actually contacting support for this DS private server. My game is spitting out an error code that they don't recognize, and nothing they suggest works. It's to the point where they are so baffled by it not working for me that they asked me to run a diagnostics program on my computer so they could analyze it to learn from. That is how singled out I was being in this case with this tech not working. So then I realized I'm gonna probably need to transfer it in from one of my games. Option number 1 is Heart Gold Soul Silver using Hoenn Sound on the radio to find a wild Whismur. None of my cartridges of Heart Gold Soul Silver have cleared the main story in their current save files. That option was out the window. Option number 2 is to catch one in Rust Turf Tunnel in Ruby Sapphire Emerald and transfer it up twice. I didn't want to do that because it sounded like a lot of steps. So I went with option number 3. In Platinum, you can get it as a Poke Radar encounter 25% of the time in the grass atop Mount Coronet. I thought that sounded pretty simple. Transfer it in, you breed it, there you go. The problem with that was it took me 45 minutes to get a 25% encounter to happen. I ran into 3 5% Absols before I ran into 1 25% Loudred. But I got it transferred in. I transferred in some other Pokemon. Luckily, there were wild Abomasnows up there in the same patch of grass, so I just caught those because, like I said, you do outright need to transfer in Abomasnow to be able to get it for your Pokedex eventually. And now, if it will ever happen, oh? I deserve this to be shiny so badly. This took me like 2 days. I don't know why such an inconsequential quest asked for such a hard Pokemon to get. Maybe that's why they made it more inconsequential. Lady, you better appreciate it. I hear a Pokemon called Whismur is a very quiet cry. If I knew what it sounded like, I could play the perfect pianissimo. The cry of that Whismur with you. It's a wonderful pianissimo. It reverberates like a sweet murmur. Thanks to you and your Pokemon, my mind is overflowing with melodies. I can play the piano again. This is a token of my appreciation for getting me out of my slump. Thanks. A metronome! I even praised that. I didn't think you got an item for this. Yes, play it for me. I did all of this just so we could listen to this song together. Go on, you two, play us out.